I
Howdy.
I'm not sure I have the book with me. I'm not sure I have the file with me. Didn't think about that problem. Hold on a second. Let me see if I have it. Different computer here
Okay. You want to learn, where are you? You're not at home?
in Detroit.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
You want to try to learn a different day?
No, no, no. First, let me check. I could have it anyway.
No, you're still recording.
Let's see if this is it. I have it. What pack we're up to? Any idea? I don't have it marked. That's all.
We had, I think, sort of just gotten past the close of the Amoraim, or maybe some of the last of the Amoraim.
Let me share this. What we did. Berkhoff. Kofaf. Okay, these are up too. So we have a
Mhm.
look here. Okay. Now it's the up to Rabbanan Savurai, of course. Uh, so the fascinating thing here, so the right first paragraph. Rabbanan Savurai, Shchibun Bani Shonim Lotos. For some reason, most um, rabbis of the time of the Rabbanan Savurai died young. Now he says here in the printed text, Rabbi Rabinowitz writes, "So Shonim Lotos, Rabbi Shulchan is coming, Kama Rabbani Chashuvim Me'adar Rishon Shah Savurai." For several rather distinguished rabbis of the first generation of Rabban Savurai, Rubam, the majority of them, below Kufas Hasarim Yichlo, so not the totality of the period of Savurai. Sherira, free of Shirgon, called Kufa Rakaki Machamishim Shana, the entire period lasted only 50 years, almost 50 years, from Shnas Chamesh Most, Shenifta Ravina, from the year 500 when Ravina died, Hillel, as previously, 550, 540, Shifta Rav Simonoi. Okay. So that's still not much of a generation. 40 years was 1 year, 2 years. Um, this in the footnote on this note, he says, this is a sheet of Gretz that the period to Sabraim is not more than 50 years. Gretz writes that Kol Yimei Rabbanan Savurai Hayumat V'Ra'im, paraphrasing what Yaakov Avinu said. Kumal Chul Olamam Zeh Chazeh B'Shanim Muatos. And they all died one after another in a short period of their short lives. But the Dorish Training argues, and he holds that Kufas Savurai lasted for 115 years.
Oh, wow.
There's a major discrepancy. Okay. Um, So let's see what garner from here. Evidently, the Gretz understands that Shirgon is saying 50 years.
I
Uh,
always heard 50 years.
sorry.
I had always heard 50 years.
Very well. You had good authority for that. So again, let's say read it. So I wrote up on Savurai. Shlomo Shem Belas Hachim Perush Pirsha Gaim Sifrei Zichronosem B'Divrei Yomim. This is what they said. Mishnah Tatu Shachiv Ravna Sama Brei the Ravna Yehuda B'Siban B'Armin the Daina the Baba. Say it was the dying of the gates, whatever that means. Um, this see what he says here on the bottom here. Uh, first he says this Rav Nasama, this goes Shas Pamayim. Pamayim was Mitzia, Samar Mecher Minakule. There's Ravina Ha'achron, who was the end of the Amoraim. Parshas Menachos, Ravina Rav Sama V'Yaskai Ravashi. So Ravina, who established last week, the second Ravina was the primary Ravina, was the
Mhm.
final Amora. He and Rav Sama were contemporaries. Since that Rabina was the end. So for Ra. And then Rav Sama, who took over after him, was already considered first on the Rabbanan Savurai. Tana the Bava Kam Batidim Ilam Chol Ir Be'ir. They had several Batidim in every city. Then based on Chasav Yeshiva, the one based next to the Yeshiva, Vuayah came based on a Kosh B'Shalayim. It was like the great basin of Shalayim, but basin Azel, some of the Shiva and the Kod, the end of Bava. Now I don't know how big these communities were. I don't think they're as big as Atlanta in terms of the amount of Orthodox Jews they had. But who knows? Then maybe they had some about they did in even these small communities.
Atlanta's a big community these days.
Okay, well,
Not quite as much as Monsey Ira Kodesh.
yes,
Maybe.
I not mean to cast any aspersions. Okay, so the Ubecha b'Shaba do Arba ba'adar shnas tat yu shari Rabachai barabuna. Okay, and he is mentioned, so he says that's 504. So obviously we're dealing at like Reb Shirgon said was I don't know how old they were, but obviously they're dying in quick succession. Rabina died in 500, these dying in 503, 504. Boom, boom. He's mentioned many times in the Shas, right? So this is a fascinating thing to say. Rabbanan Savurai are mentioned many times in the Shas. Okay, so they said, Rabbeinu Achoy is a man, any agoyla. You got the Shas there, and they got a great accolade. Omar Pashi Rav Achoy, or Parich Rav Achoy, who is the Rav Achoy of the Rabbanan Savurai. Right, this is Varin Kubez, and Bez, dear Matzabar Rav Achoy, Tashan Naflu Toyos Arbos, V'chachtum and Chamashab. It's interesting, the author of our text here is amending a Tosfos. Omar Rabbeinu Shmuel, the who Rav Achoy, Asa Shiltois. One you got great respect. Is Achoy made the Shiltois. Shoyam Rabbanan Savurai, the B'sar Rabbeinu Rabashi, Deim Sober Ra, Kosar Acharav Dvora, Acharichein Dvorav, B'guf HaShas. So the problem is real by the Ksubas Ashkechon, Rav Ashi, the Mara Basrei. It seems Rav Ashi comes and discusses something with Achoy, was way after him. Rabbeinu Tam Chol B'sovim Min Amoroimu. Ksubas based on base, etc. Regardless. It's not the same Rav Achoy as Baal Shiltas, who was later on. Rishon Rabbeinu Shmuel, the Baal Shiltas, who Rav Achoy Mishavcha, was later. Gaon, below Savura. We are Masoras. The Shiltas of Rav Achoy was not written by one of the Rabbanan Savurai, so it couldn't have been this Rav Achoy who died 504. It's one of the Begoinim. Vugon was a needs to come on. Perchabdalo Zain. Lora Vachai Amorohu, Klishmar Benatam, Vachai Sabra Dachu. Well, that's not that either. I'm not sure what he's referring to over there. I guess he's saying Rabbeinu Tamel, the Rav Achoy mentioned there in places is that one is Amora, and we hold that he's not Amora either. He's from the Rabbanan Savurai. Okay. There's a long footnote here too. A totally irrelevant footnote, but it's cute. Okay, really irrelevant. You ready for this one? It's relevant to something we learned in the past. He says, according to this date, if Sunday was the 4th of Adar, so that year Pesach came out on Erev Shabbos, on a Friday.
Okay.
It's a low bedu Pesach. Pesach can't come out on Friday.
Okay.
And evidently, the truth, B'nai Tzion asked this question. And he, now, according to my assumption of many years ago, which we've discussed in the past, that the calendar was not firmly set in stone until the time of Gaon and the Machlokas with Rabbanan ben Meir. So then, it's quite possible that before that, Pesach could have come out on one of the days which now is taboo.
Okay.
But evidently, this is a long discussion here. He wants to say that it could be that he means Dar Adar Aleph, and then it comes out. We'll work out. But okay, it's a long digression here, which is not relevant directly to us. interesting issue that he keeps on. Then he goes into a discussion. I mean, it's Shtoros. He goes on for a long, many paragraphs here.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, just bring it up. Next. Bishnas tattoo. No, sorry. Nissen the shot the door, and Nissen is here. Shari Rabbi Chume. Rabbi Chume died. Isra Chafin Rab Rachumoy. Some people could say his name is Rab Rachumoy. So he brings down here. Rab Rachumoy Ashlish Niska B'Shas Erevin. Rab Rachumoy Rab Yosef. Chama Leis Shkakfim Nachas. Gebez B'Margaret's Erevin. Pli Rab Rachumoy Rab Yotzi. It's okay, whatever the case may be. He says that's a mistake, but it is this is the in Rabinowitz he also says this is the third Amor with this name. Even though it's one of the Savurai, the first Rabbi Chaim was a Talmud of Abai and Rava, so it was a Talmud of Ashi and Ravina, and this is a third name. He says that it's a little bit, I don't know. He has some note here which I don't really understand. I'm not going to get into it. Okay. Mishnah's going on. Mishnah's Tadiach, Kislev, Beshachi, Rav Shmuel, Bar Yehuda, the Bin Pumpadisa, Badar Shchi, Rabina, Bar Min Umtza. That's an interesting term. From Umitza, it says here. Wherever that was. Mishnah's Tadiach, Ravuna Reish Galusa. I don't think there's anything important for us here. We're really dealing in very few years here. Mishnah's Takav Yom Kippur have a zafa. It was in anger. Let's see what it was. Malchus Harga B'Yudai. It's persecution. Pogrom. V'shali Rabbi Braid Rabbi Ravuna. Mishnah's Tatkush Shchibu Rav Takna Marzucha B'nei Rabbi Chinana. Yishtar Rabbi Yosef Gaon b'Msiftin Kamashin. Rabbi Yosef the Gaon remained for several years. Shmuel Malay Rabbi Abba Yosef. And it's time to Rabbi Yosef. Pani Rabbi Yoshas Rabbi Yosef. Rabbi Yosef had Mad Leslie Shkafi Chui. Pani Abba Yossi. Pani Rabbi Yosef. V'chadhem, the same person. Rubar Plukta Rabbi Chume. Okay, so they found out Rabbi Chume and Rabbi Yosef. These are Sabu Loim.
Okay.
Now we're up to the second generation Savurai. And the Rabinowitz is all one parak. Shnas, I actually lost my place here. B'sar Ravina the Besura, Rav Simuna b'Pumpadisa. Sarachin Rav Ravoi Mirov, ben Mesivta Dilon from our Mesivta Hava. I guess he was from our Shiva. But I'm in the Gaon Hava. And they said he's a Gaon. Well, I'm not sure what he means by that. He's a Gaon. What did he say there? Yeah. Marshal Nicholas Shas and Hedron. Can Rabbi me Marab Mistab Mishal Tzibur. The Veil Sham against the Chesed of Aim Berbesha and Chanon Shmuel. There's a man of Aim. See the Noya, but he was from Pumbedisa. Okay. That's it. Okay. That's in Rabban Savurai.
It doesn't really talk about what they did, other than that they were in charge of these yeshivas.
Yeah. He doesn't really say much about them. In the footnote here, he says on that they said he was a Gaon. He says it's difficult to understand because normally only the Rosh Hashiva's times the Gaonim are called Gaonim. He said it could be that here means that he was a great person. that he had more authority and honor than the other Rosh Yeshivas, even though he wasn't given an officially higher designation. Okay, but he rejects that. He says, no, I think the partial shot is that he had, some say he had the title of Gaon, some say he didn't have the title of Gaon. That's a simple shot. Okay, that is the end of the period of the Savurai. And now we both of them start the next parak, which is the Gaonim. First period of the Gaonim. Okay, short shrift on the Savurai. We're almost at the end.
Okay.
Do you want to stop here for today?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we're up to
Go
parak.
ahead.
All right. Have a good week.
Thank you. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.